He doesn't deserve this. We just want him to come home. How would you feel if it was your baby? How would you go to sleep at night? How can you eat? How can you think?
When a family member comes up missing, we all wonder what happened. Where are they? Are they okay? Do they have shelter? We hold on to hope that they will return. Some return alive, some are never seen again, and some are discovered deceased. This is the story of Imperial Stewart. Imperial Riley Stewart was born in Columbus, Ohio on May 24, 2006. Reginald Chaz Stewart, his biological father, is deceased and he was raised by his mother and stepfather. Imperial was a senior at Independence High School where he was set to graduate at the end of the year. He loved basketball and karate. Imperial was a very respectful young man. His smile was infectious and he could light up any room. His personality and sense of humor gave energy to those around him. There was no pause on his love, whether it was for his family, his friends, animals, or a stranger on the street. He loved, and he loved hard.
To a missing persons case. Just a few hours ago, Columbus police held a news conference saying that they are now working around the clock to find 17-year-old Imperial Stewart. Police say Stewart was last seen on September 20th in the area of Cleveland Avenue in the North Linden neighborhood. Police have now identified these two, 18-year-old Michael Bowles and 20-year-old Michael Bowles, as persons of interest. Stewart's mother saying that her son knows the two. Police have found this black Chrysler that they were all last seen in, and they're now waiting for forensic results to be completed on that car. Stewart's mother saying she just wants her son home.
How would you feel if it was your baby? How would you go to sleep at night when all you want is for your baby to walk in the door and be okay?
Around 5:45 p.m. on September 20th, Imperial's mother saw him leave their East Columbus home and get into a black Chrysler 300 with Meekwell and at least one other male. She said he was going with them to sell shoes at a store on Huey Road. He was seen on a surveillance camera at 6:42 p.m. getting into a Chrysler 300 with several other teens at a Sunoco gas station located on Cleveland Avenue. The next morning, Stewart's mother contacted police when he did not return home. She told police his absence was unusual and he always contacted her when he would not be home. He was in the car with a 16-year-old boy when they tried to rob him of he just bought from 20-year-old Michael Bowles. A struggle ensued and Bowles Stewart, also striking his brother. Michael dropped Meekwell off at his grandfather's house after he was shot. 2 hours later, officers were called to the 600 block of North Dawson Avenue for a reported shooting, where officers found Meekwell suffering from a gunshot wound. He was taken to Grant Medical Center, where detectives tried to speak with him, but he was uncooperative.
A Columbus family is telling us that they're living a nightmare now. They're shaken over the disappearance of a missing loved one. 17-year-old Imperial Stewart hasn't been seen in more than a week. And tonight, investigators say he could be the victim of foul play.
Take a look at these two pictures. Police saying these young men could be involved. Michael Bowles and Michael Bowles are being called persons of interest in the case. Police tell us they aren't sure where the two are tonight. Isabel Hansen is live as people search for Imperial tonight. Isabel, tell us where you are and about the search that's happening right now.
Stacia and Bob, the group that's searching for Imperial right now is on Schrock Road. We're behind an apartment complex. His phone was last pinged on Bush Boulevard, which led family and community members to this area to look for him. His mom's out here, his aunts, moms with the group Mothers of Murder Columbus Children. They're all joining forces to find Imperial. They've been putting flyers in people's doors with information about him, going into vacant apartments to try to find him. Imperial's mom tells me that she will not stop until she finds her son. More than 1 week without seeing Imperial Stewart. He's on his mom's mind every minute. The 17-year-old was last seen in North Linden near Cleveland and Huey on September 20th. Every day since, his family continues to search for him.
My son would never give up on me. He would never give up on his family. I would never, ever ever stop looking for my son.
Thursday afternoon, they went door to door to leave flyers and tell people about Imperial. Police say they're following every lead to bring him home, too.
Because of the information that has been circulated and was presented, it indicated that there may be some foul play.
Investigators say they want to talk to these young men, 20-year-old Michael Bowles and 18-year-old Mike Bowles, both described as people of interest in Imperial's disappearance. Homicide detectives are gathering evidence from a car connected to the case, working to get more clues. As the investigation moves forward, Imperial's family says they will not stop until he's with them.
I'm going to make noise until the Lord can hear me. I'm going to scream his name every day. No one will ever forget who this child is. This is my child, my son, and I want him back.
Do you want me to say something?
Right now, we are outside with Imperial's family and community members searching. I'm with Imperial's mom. Do you want to say any words about trying to find your son, a message to the community?
I just want to thank everybody who's helping me. I appreciate you all. I love my baby. I feel the love coming from our community. I think this is awesome. I think this is great. I want to keep a positive mindset, think positive, hope for a positive outcome. I miss you, Imperial. I love you. We're not going to stop until we find you.
And if people know where your son is or the two people of interest, you want them to reach out?
Yes, absolutely. Please, absolutely.
The family of Michael said he called for help with the Chrysler on September 20th after Mequel was dropped off at the house on Dawson Avenue and police had left. Michael admitted to the family members that he shot and killed someone and that one of the bullets went through Imperial and hit Mequel. He told the family he got rid of the body, but did not tell them where. Michael allegedly asked a family member to get rid of the car, but he refused. Michael's mother, 40-year-old Tawisha Peterson, arrived with her other son. The other son suggested to get rid of the car by setting it on fire. Michael and one of the family members retrieved the car and took it back to Dawson Avenue. The family member reported seeing that the back seat was covered in blood. Michael was picked up by a female in a black SUV and left the Dawson Avenue area. The family members said Tawisha's other son and Jay got into the Chrysler. Previous court documents said Peterson denied having anything to do with getting rid of the car. On September 25th, the car was found toward the back of Roger Hayner's Park along the railroad tracks in Canal Winchester. A Madison Township fire investigator quickly determined the fire was set intentionally and melted the license and VIN plates. Police later learned the vehicle was purchased by Mequel on September 11th. Mequel's uncle told detectives his nephew was dropped off by his brother Michael. Court records indicate that another male, later determined to be a 16-year-old boy known as Jay, was also in the vehicle. The teen was also charged with murder in connection to the case. On September 23rd, a 16-year-old friend of Mequel and Michael posted on social media saying "Rest in peace" in reference to Imperial. The teen reportedly called his brother, saying he was dead and his body was in the woods. Imperial's heavily decomposed body was found October 3rd, in a wooded area off of Sunbury and Agler Roads on the city's north side. The remains were found on the property of Mount Hermon Missionary Baptist Church on Sunbury Road. Family members have said the body was in an abandoned house. Following the discovery, members of Stewart's family took to social media to thank the community for the prayers and support during the search for the missing teen.
Imperial Stewart says his body was found last night and a half-dozen people are now facing charges. Mike McCarthy is live at police headquarters with those details. Mike?
And Kurt, new overnight, we got new developments in this investigation, learning now that a second person, a teenager, is facing a charge in this case as well. We have also uncovered in court documents written by homicide investigators right here at police headquarters that at the center of all of this is a group of young people and the sale of a gun. The family of 17-year-old Imperial Stewart first reported him missing to Columbus police about 2 weeks ago. They had been offering a cash reward for information leading to his exact location. At this point, police have not confirmed, though, what took officers to a wooded area on the northeast side last night. We talked with Stewart's mom shortly before police called the family to come to that location where they had discovered that body. And she told us how she had hoped to find her son and find closure.
At least say I'm sorry I wasn't there.
At least say I love you. You don't know how much you want to tell somebody you love them until you cannot tell them that you love them.
The investigation into Imperial Stewart's disappearance has led to various charges being filed now against 6 people. Most of them have been arrested, but at last check this morning, at this hour, we believe the search continues for 20-year-old Michael Bowles. We have no record of his arrest. He is charged with murder. In court documents, police wrote he sold a gun to Imperial Stewart, but another teen tried to take that gun away from Stewart, and Bowles wound up shooting Stewart. Bowles' younger brother and mom are accused of lying to police and obstructing this investigation. They are both being held this morning on a $500,000 bond after their initial court hearing yesterday. Other charges in this case include tampering with evidence and resisting arrest. The other murder charge against that other teen is filed against 16-year-old Russell Hargrove Madison, who police say is the one who tried to rob Stewart of that gun. ABC 6 is naming him in this story because police have publicly identified him and because of the seriousness of the murder allegation against him. Katie and Kurt, this investigation is far from over this morning. We are continuing to try to get more information from police, and we'll keep you updated as the search continues for that 20-year-old murder suspect as we speak. We're live on your side this morning. Mike McCarthy, Good Day Columbus.
Janine Dumas, 39, faced a felony charge of obstruction and charges of tampering with evidence and resisting arrest. Detectives interviewed Dumas' 17-year-old daughter on September 29 with Dumas present. During the interview, Dumas smashed her daughter's phone into a hard surface in an effort to break it, as well as telling her daughter to do the same, according to police. Authorities released Dumas on her own recognizance after a September 30 hearing.
Well, new at 5, the case surrounding the murder of Columbus teen Imperial Stewart moves forward.
And we're seeing some dramatic video of an arrest linked to that case. We're going to show you that video in just a moment.
First, let's bring you up to date on this rapidly developing investigation. 17-year-old Imperial Stewart disappeared on September 20th. His body was found 13 days later in northeast Columbus near Sunbury and Agler Roads. Police believe Stewart had been shot in a gun deal gone wrong. Right now, there are 7 people charged in connection with the case.
And they include 20-year-old Michael Bowles, who has now been indicted on 6 felony charges, including murder and abuse of a corpse. Police say he and a 16-year-old boy killed Stewart during a gun deal.
Also in court today, 39-year-old Jeannie Dumas, who's facing charges of obstruction justice, evidence tampering, and resisting arrest. She pleaded not guilty.
Now, Dumas and her teenage daughter were at the center of that arrest on evidence tampering charges.
And now we're getting a better understanding of how prosecutors think the mother and daughter are connected to the case. NBC4's Kyle Beachy is here with details, including footage of that arrest, and there's some pretty dramatic moments. Kyle?
Yes, here, Jared. Dramatic indeed. On September 29th, 9 days after Stewart went missing, police went to the school of Jeannie Dumas' daughter in Groveport. They believed the 17-year-old had some knowledge of the case since she was dating murder suspect Michael Bowles. Police also called Dumas to the school because her daughter is a minor. You're about to see the arrest and what sparked the evidence tampering charges. Listen to what the girl tells her mother to do with her cell phone.
So hold on, excuse me, are you the supervisor? Are you the supervisor?
Do not interfere with what we're doing here, or you will go to
You hear
jail.
that, Joe Landusky? They said don't interfere.
Take that phone out of your pocket.
Mom, keep breaking it. Keep breaking it.
She's got to stop doing that. That is evidence of a homicide.
I would.
Yeah, charge. Short.
Stop it.
160. Get this off me.
That didn't work. What are you doing? Stop fighting. Stop fighting.
Now, defense lawyers say Jeannie Dumas knows nothing about Stewart's murder, and prosecutors went overboard with the charges against her. We're going to continue following this growing case and bring you any new updates. Jared?
All right, Kyle, thank you.
The autopsy for Imperial Stewart showed gunshot wounds. Forensics experts identified the victim as Imperial through fingerprint analysis. They analyzed the skeleton to conclude that Stewart was shot several times in the torso in what they ruled a homicide.
Man is now facing prison time in connection to the death of a 17-year-old. Michael Bowles is one of 7 people charged in the death of 17-year-old Imperial Stewart. Now, according to court records, he is sentenced to 3 years in prison for obstruction of justice. He pled guilty in May. Bowles' brother, Michael, is currently facing several charges, including murder and abuse of a corpse. Columbus police records say Stewart was trying to buy a gun from Bowles when he was shot and killed. Michael is expected in court in July.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, for my family's heart, for everybody's prayers, for everybody coming out to search with us. Father God, we have before you come with everything that we cover and protect every single person that's out here that you hear my voice. I ask that you keep us after all of this is over with.
The Independence High School Senior Breakfast recognizes the hard work and dedication of the class of 2024. That year, a moment of silence was held for the classmates, Keontae and Imperial, who tragically lost their lives to gun violence. Their memories will never be forgotten.